controversy, intrigue, and ladders. All that and more for AfterBuzz TV's coverage of Money in the Bank.
You're tuning into the destination for TV superfan discussion, AfterBuzz TV. And now, let the buzz begin.
Yep, we're coming in. We're doing it. We are here to talk about it. It is WWE's Money in the Bank. We are live here at AfterBuzz TV. I'm your host, Steve Kaufmann. You can find me on Twitter at Steve Kaufmann. That is Kaufmann. But I'm not alone. We are at full strength, starting to my furthest left, representing the SmackDown panel, Tom Connolly.
Hello, I am here. I'm here to talk about this. Was it a pay-per-view or was it SmackDown?
Having some strong feelings.
You said controversy and intrigue. We're going to get to it, I guess.
To his hand, I left and right, not going to do it today. Someone we just learned is a tremendous smeller.
Yes, just going to sniff it all in like gold dust.
Smell it in, man. Denise Salcedo.
I love it. Anyways, I am a great smeller. How can you say that? What is wrong with you?
We'll get into it,
all right, amazing main event. That's all I'm going to say right now. But anyways, you guys can follow me on Twitter and on Instagram at _Denise Salcedo.
I like your shirt, by the way.
Thank you. I got it for $5 at some random store by my house. I got so lucky. Little boys department. Today.
What? And to my immediate left, the one, the only, Mr. George Hermoza.
There's only one and only of me?
I would hope so.
Does that mean there's two and not only of you?
No, there's one and only of everyone ever, but I didn't want to lessen my intro.
I don't feel so special anymore, but my name is George Hermoza. G-H-E-R-M-O-Z-A. G-H-E-R-M-O-Z-A on Twitter, Instagram, Snapchat, PlayStation Network.
Is that your PSN? What's your gamer tag?
G Hermoza.
Oh, okay. He's G Hermoza everywhere.
Hello.
Let's dive right on into this. Tom, you felt this was just an extended episode of SmackDown.
Yeah.
Does that mean it was a good episode? Because SmackDown is a pretty good episode.
It's a really well-done show.
The fact that this is a pay-per-view, there's just a lot of kind of. I didn't like the finishes to a lot of the matches. The main event was good. I'm not like the main event was the reason to watch this show. If you're gonna watch any of the show, watch the main event. The rest of it just didn't live up to, I think, the hype I had in my mind of what I thought this show was going to be. So I had way higher expectations for when I saw the card, before it.
I would imagine that's also a problem with Money in the Bank. Historically feels like a fifth show of the year.
Yeah.
Because there's the big four, and then there are a bunch of gimmick pay-per-views and then regular pay-per-views, and then of the gimmick pay-per-views, this is the one with the most allure. Because it's essentially the replaced King, the King of the Ring's replacement. Because King of the Ring wasn't nearly as exciting and took all night. Whereas Money in the Bank, you can have one match. One kind of long match, get 6 guys in there, and then crown who you think the future should be. Or who you need to take the title off someone because they're injured or however.
Yeah.
But Denise and George, how you guys feeling?
I actually agree with you, Tom. I would say fast forward through pretty much the entire show, but that main event, guys, I was crazy tweeting just a bunch of OMGs and a bunch of other really bad words I should not mention right now. But I was losing my mind, jumping up and down. This main event gave me life back. I was just so happy, and it made me realize why again I'm a wrestling fan, specifically because of this match, and I just felt so happy. And because of that match, I can't say anything bad about, well, I mean I could about the other stuff, but about the main event, it was just amazing. I loved it so much.
I mean, it was good. I mean,
it was a fun show.
I think for the first time in a long, maybe even since the draft split or split, whatever, where Raw kind of had a better pay-per-view the last time around. A lot of people always praise the SmackDown pay-per-views, but even going back to the main event was great today, but I just thought the Raw overall was better. And I hate comparing, but I just couldn't help but just doing it. But I mean, we'll talk about each match. I mean, I'm sure we all have a little disagreements on some things that maybe didn't set well with us, and I'll probably have a couple things to slam on my app.
I think we're going to get some fights today.
I think so too, and I think a central theme we're all going to probably rely on is the fact that it wasn't SummerSlam, it wasn't Survivor Series, it wasn't the Royal Rumble, it was just Money in the Bank. And I think that's the thread we're going to constantly come back to, where Tom said earlier, where it's just expectations. Where it's you're expecting and then you get there and it's it's the 5th best pay-per-view.
Yeah,
they all but tell you that.
Yeah, I went to Money in the Bank last year.
Me too.
In Vegas, and it was one of the best pay-per-views I've ever been to. Like Cena, AJ, Ambrose cashing in, Rollins and Reigns. Like there was just so much that happened in that pay-per-view, and like you just we're gonna compare it to the other Money in the Bank matches and pay-per-views and that kind of stuff. And I mean, this has been a pay-per-view that they've been really promoting and getting behind in the last couple of years, and it just kind of, I don't know. There's just a lot of going on. I don't know. We'll get into it.
No, there's a lot going on. The pre-show started with Mojo Rawley and Zack Ryder reteaming as the Hype Bros again. Andre the Giant Battle Royal winner, Mojo Rawley.
Is it Raleigh?
Raleigh.
Mojo Rawley?
Yeah, Raleigh.
Raleigh. Mojo Rollins.
Rawley.
Raleigh.
Mojo
Think of
Rawley.
Monday Night Raleigh.
Yeah.
I think it's Raleigh.
Mojo.
There we go.
And they're up against the Colognes, who I love everything they've been doing with the Colognes since the Colognes got to
Shouldn't there
SmackDown.
be an X on the second O? Throw
I
it out
tried.
there.
That font didn't have it. if we're gonna ask the chef about the meal, this was a fun match. This was announced this morning, or yesterday morning, if I'm not mistaken. Was anyone expecting a split between Ryder and Mojo, or some type of heel turn from them?
No, I think they're going to do one on the pre-show, but I did feel like we would see something, anything. I feel like this was just more about like, hey, the Hype Bros are back. But I think they are going to go with something. I don't know, just that promo from SmackDown just seemed a little like not too hypey, but I think that was on purpose. I think it was meant to be that way. I think they are going to go somewhere there. I'm hoping maybe Zack Ryder turns heel. I think he kind of needs something that's definitely going to differentiate him from where he was 5 years ago when he did some would say peak. And even like last WrestleMania, where like it was just kind of one day, but he needs something new. He needs something where he's going to show. He needs to show everybody just why he belongs.
Exactly. I think if anything, I think eventually, obviously, we're going to see a breakup because, it happens in pretty much like every tag team. I think right now, the match was okay. It was just like whatever. So it was just there. It was like, okay, the Hype Bros are back, which I'm definitely glad to see them back together because I do love their chemistry together. Like, I love to get hyped with them. But I think that we will be seeing Zack Ryder turn on Mojo.
Yeah, I mean, I would have liked to see it more. I do agree with you guys. I think Zack's going to be the one to go heel because he needs it. Like, we've never seen Zack Ryder unless when he was like with the Edgeheads of being a heel character, and I just think he could definitely pull it off now. Like he has, I feel like he has the confidence inside himself to be like, all right, if you're going to give me this, I'm going to go like balls to the wall with this and just go all out and do it. And I think. Yeah, we will see it eventually. I think they'll probably get maybe a title match because they were number one contenders before he got hurt.
They made a big point to say that this was for a title opportunity.
Yeah, so
Now
I think they'll get one. I don't think they'll win, and then I think that will kind of set the seeds of like I think Zack, will maybe be able to get almost win, and then Mojo kind of mess it up, or he'll be the one that gets pinned.
Or even like with Mojo too, where I think even he kind of flourished in the fact that Zack Ryder has been hurt. He's definitely a different character from the NXT Mojo Rawley that we are used to seeing him. We ain't hype. Oh my God, I'm friends with Gronk. But the last few weeks we saw kind of like a little bit more like serious side where like this is kind of more real. So I like that aspect of Mojo Rawley. I think they can go far with him. They got the Andre the Giant Battle Royal thing to kind of always kind of fall back on. Like, well, this is the winner. Look what happened to the last year's winner. Now you never know what can happen with any winner from here on in, So hopefully, big things for hopefully both guys.
I love that glimpse that we did see of him on SmackDown where he was serious. I was like, oh, wait, is this Mojo I know? Like, what is this? Like, he ain't hyped. I did love seeing that, and I think that when it does take, like, when he takes a more serious role, I think he will probably excel at that.
Yeah, I hope they don't turn Mojo. Like, I think he's the one that needs to be the face in this whole thing.
It's hard to boo a guy named Mojo as well.
And I also, who's friends with Gronk, and you've put a whole WrestleMania match in behind, and a whole gimmick behind being who Mojo is, like being an All-American everything, that it would be really difficult to make him be a natural heel, or like you would have to tweak that a lot more, where Zack Ryder is literally like, bro, you talk about how you're hype, you couldn't beat Jinder. Talk about how you're hype, you couldn't get us to win the
tag belts.
Couldn't get us to win the tag belts, bro. And then that's the whole match. That's my Zack Ryder.
Zack Ryder needs to be a man, not a bro. So he needs to grow up.
I dig it. And
I
He
like
needs to be a gentleman. That's what he needs to be. Sorry, Jack Gallagher. Damn.
But he's the extraordinary gentleman.
Oh yes, okay.
I'm just picturing Zack Ryder as the extraordinary bro, and I'm gonna stop because that's weird cross promotion things.
It is different shows. So
Money
it
in
could
the
work.
Money in the Bank starts off with the first ever women's Money in the Bank ladder match for the SmackDown Women's Championship. There are 5 women in this match: Becky Lynch, Charlotte Flair, Natalya, Tamina, Carmella. 5 women. There were rumors of other women being in the vicinity of St. Louis around this exact same time, and there were a lot of rumors that there'd be a 6th woman in this match.
Who were the rumors?
I didn't get the rumors.
Yeah, I don't. I didn't.
I-
I haven't really read anything. So
Was it you beginning those rumors, Kaufman?
No, Meltzer was tweeting about it last night into this morning that he got word that Maria was going to be in St. Louis, and he asked, and he reached out to WWE to get them to deny it.
As we saw, like that has nothing to do with the actual match
Obviously,
itself.
but the way it kind of got tipped is that usually Meltzer reaches out with information like that, and then WWE flat out denies it. Where they didn't deny it, they said nothing, and he had no choice but to run with it. Where it's like they didn't deny it, guys. They normally deny this, and then we understand that there were only 5 women in this match, and it would have been terrible, especially after that video package. If they rolled that video, if everyone came out to the ring and they rolled that video package with all 5 women talking about like the women's revolution and this is going to be huge, and then by the way, lady who hasn't been here in a really long time is going to come out and win.
But going back to what you said, if you're going to talk about the rumors, I think somebody like Nikki Bella would have made more sense.
Yeah.
She was at the iHeart.
But I'm saying, like, I think Mario. I think Maria being in the vicinity, like, I don't
Mario
think she
was going to be in this.
Even if she was rumored to be on the show, like, I think that her being in the match, like, the fact that she's not even a wrestler, like, I think her being in the match would have like done nothing for the match, which is why
Yeah.
I think we were just waiting for a twist. We were like desperate kind of for a twist.
I think we were
guess you could
kinda-
say.
just because everybody's so used to 6 people, and it's like, well, obviously they're gonna have one more person. No, not obvious, dude.
Well, and it is a very thin women's division on both sides.
Yeah.
But the SmackDown side, they use everybody. So to see 5 women in a match and then 2 more women in another match, where it's like, oh, you got all 7. You're working all 7.
And now if you do add
Yeah.
Maria, now they have
Maria.
8. So
And if you have 8, like you would think like nothing will go to waste, which it didn't. But there was talk that there was some early morning clamoring. This match was awesome. They were a little.
I'm gonna have to fight you. Sorry.
I'm looking at everyone's face in this
I'm
I'm
room.
not talking about the finish. I'm talking about the match.
No, I think even the match itself, it kind of lacks something. I think
Yeah.
I like
It
the early
lacks
aggressiveness from Tamina. Like Tamina looked great, and Charlotte with her twisting thing. But like, I don't know, like I was expecting some innovation. I was expecting like just because they're women doesn't mean they can't be innovative.
Yes. Yeah.
As a woman here, honestly, but honestly, no. I was expecting so much more. Like, I was literally so excited for this. I was like, oh man, like this is the first like women's Money in the Bank. Like they have so much pressure on them. We're gonna probably see Charlotte do some really cool spots, which she did. She did one, but it didn't do it for me. We didn't see anything amazing other than that one Charlotte spot. But other than that, there was nothing. They hardly used the ladders. There was really no story until the end with the finish, but even then,
I like the finish, but go on.
We're gonna talk about the finish.
it just didn't do it for me though. Overall, it didn't do it for me. I was expecting more.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like I'm like really being a Debbie Downer here. And I'm trying not to be. Like, I was so excited for this to finally have a, women's Money in the Bank match, and it just didn't live up to what it should have been. Like I completely agree with you. Like there was just not enough spots that they either set up or just didn't do that just didn't lead. And even the ending of the match was just, it was so out of nowhere. Like it wasn't like, all right, there's all 4 or 5 of them are on a ladder and they all, 2 go one way, 2 go the other, and Carmella happens to fall and Ellsworth comes in to check on her. Like it just, I don't know, it just really fell flat, and I didn't like I don't mind Ellsworth climbing, but I wish he would have put her on his shoulders
Yeah.
like a Rhino, Edge and Christian thing, and shove her up that ladder, and she's the one that grabs it.
That
That's
would
the only
make
thing
more
where it's like
sense.
it's like we are breaking ground in this women's division for the last year and a half or however many years we've been doing this. They finally have a Money in the Bank women's match, and a man goes up and grabs the briefcase for her. And like, I get it's Ellsworth. I get it's Ellsworth, and it works so many ways, and it gets heat for him and for her. But
I think this match. I think this finish does a lot of good things for the women's division. I do agree it should have just been a more I would weigh more on the have a decisive victor. Victor? I don't know. I'm gonna, yeah. I don't. That's not. Never mind. But I would also argue that tomorrow morning there's going to be a lot of headlines and think pieces toward people who don't normally watch wrestling, especially in the age of like whereas there's like a debate among people who watched Wonder Woman right now, like was it too feminist, not feminist enough? That the idea of like, well, it's a woman's Money in the Bank match, but the man got up and like, but that type of controversy is going to be a lightning rod for a lot of attention tomorrow. And I have faith in this women's division, and I have faith in this creative team that come Tuesday, the women are front and center. And the lightning rod got the attention, and the women are still front and center.
Honestly, I didn't see it that way. It didn't, like, the fact that it was a man that got the belt didn't bother me. The fact that bothered me was that he was not a legal person in this match. That's what bothered me.
There's a DQ match.
So now that's rules.
Are
you upset about the rules?
Basically, I know they said, like, obviously no rules, but to me it was like, okay, so then just what? Anybody can grab the Money in the Bank?
But they never did.
Yeah.
That's the part that
it never happened
didn't
before.
do it.
And at some point it was going to happen. You know, I think people are just upset because, like you said, it was the first.
It was the first women's match. It could have been
it could have been the second match.
It could have been the 20th men's match.
Yeah.
I do agree with that point.
I look at it as like the reaction that everybody's getting to the finish of the match. That's what they want. I think it's one of those things where I think in the back of the writers or whoever it is, Road Dogg or whoever's writer, they're like, well, mission accomplished.
True.
I think this is what they wanted because if anything, they acknowledge it immediately. You know, obviously in storyline mode, Shane McMahon tweeting, Daniel Bryan like tweeting.
Where are they at? Why aren't they there at the show? Come on, guys.
But it's like, you know it's a big deal because they're acknowledging it. They're not just be like, oh, I mean, because even so, like, nobody officially really announced Carmella the winner.
Yeah.
You know, it was just D'Angelo getting the microphone and said, oh, and your winner is Carmella.
One referee made the call to the other two referees. And then he would have eventually made that call to the timekeeper who would have told the bell rang. He told the timekeeper to ring the bell. He would have eventually told the ring announcer.
Yeah, but I mean, it really comes down to like Shane and Daniel being like, all right, this is what we're going to do now.
Yeah.
You know, and I mean, I will say it accomplished the thing of like, I want to watch SmackDown on Tuesday to see how this all plays out. Like they've got me on that. I just think it's just the whole thing of it was a guy that grabbed the briefcase, and I get there's weird rules, but the thing is like, I wish they would have just been like, I don't know. There's so many other ways they could have ended this match. They could have had, you know, Becky going to grab it, and he just grabs her off the ladder and holds her, and then, you know what I mean? Then Carmella climbs up and grabs it. I just think it's, I don't know. The match should have been remembered for being an awesome women's Money in the Bank ladder match that Carmella won. You know,
because
even if she had help with, in the record, it's still going to say Carmella first ever missed Money in the Bank.
The bell didn't really ring, or the match didn't really officially end, I suppose, until she got the briefcase. So it's not like he's the winner. And now you kind of think back earlier to previous times where you had Maurice climb the ladder, or whoever else was climbing the ladder. Where it's like, you know, we don't know what would have happened if they would have got the ladder or got the briefcase or whatever.
There's also a weird precedent to this that like. In TNA, there was the Feast or Fired match where it was 4 poles and 4 different briefcases, and the rules were like super specific that you had to grab the briefcase from the pole and then both feet must touch the floor outside the ring. But the fact that we're getting into that many rules means it's not good.
Yeah, we don't need
like you don't need that many rules, but like there's an establishment, the fact that his feet didn't touch the floor.
It's one of those things where like you go back to '95 Rumble where Shawn Michaels was like 1 foot. It's like, well, like we probably, you know, if this was back then, we'd probably be making such a bigger deal about, well, Shawn Michaels' foot. It was never a big deal before, but then it's like now that the rules are established, well, it's got to be 2 feet now. I think it's one of those things where now it's setting the precedence for future ladder matches, and whether it's for a title, for a briefcase.
Yeah, I mean, I thought in the end of like, when it came down to the men's match, I was like, anybody can come out now and grab it. Like, if you're in the back, might as well just
But
jump
I
in
mean,
this
not
match.
in the match. I mean, if you want to come grab it and give it to somebody.
Well, yeah,
you know.
I guess, yeah. I don't know.
Although
it's getting very murky though. The whole thing.
The only other precedent I can possibly think of is there was a wrestling video game. I couldn't tell you which one that Trish Stratus went up and grabbed the Money in the Bank briefcase, and there was the giant controversy within the storyline mode of whether Trish Stratus is.
So that's where they're getting the ideas from.
Video game.
Yeah, they're getting ideas from video
Literally
games.
a video game well over 6 years ago. That's where they're getting their ideas. Let's jump into the predictions. 14.2% Becky Lynch, 15% Charlotte Flair, 1.8% Natalya, about 3% Tamina, and the remaining
11.8% for Natalya.
11.8% for Natalya. I can read. And the remaining 54.3% for Carmella. Big favorite. I'm a big fan of sports books. She was a considerable favorite for the past 2-3 weeks.
I will say this, but I guess I'll just wait because I guess the women's match is like the third match. So
Yeah.
and no. It kind of all makes sense to but it didn't happen. But well, I'll talk
Are we
about it
glad that Carmella won? Though, and overall, I'm glad she won. I wanted her to win.
I'm happy with it being Carmella. Of those 5, she was the most deserving in the sense that Money in the Bank is the new King of the Ring. It's you crown the future.
She needed it to move forward. You know, she needed that edge.
Yeah.
She has been since she was drafted close to a year. Well, that wasn't a year ago, but since she was drafted 10 months ago, she's certainly been in a bit of a holding pattern on SmackDown.
Yeah, I'm glad. I wanted her to win. So when it happened, I was upset but glad at the same. I was like yes. I was like, all right, great, just run. You have the briefcase. Run.
with these emotions.
Yeah.
All the feels.
Honestly, I'm just really looking forward to SmackDown now to see what Daniel Bryan's gonna say. Are they gonna revoke it, or I don't know. What's gonna happen? It's not like they can do it over. I mean, they can.
Yes, they can.
But,
Yeah, I think yeah.
Clearly say that they can make their own rules.
They absolutely could.
I mean, the main event of SmackDown could be a Money in the Bank women's match. Again, why not?
Why not?
I mean,
but and also I like the mind games part that they're playing with.
True.
They're doing an amazing mind games thing with Carmella that she's going to come out with a briefcase and just mess stuff up.
we can talk about that at that match.
At that match,
yeah.
So what came up next was the New Day. I believe it's not their second match on SmackDown. Maybe their third.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
Since Kofi Kingston came back from injury, they went up against the Usos for the tag team championships. These guys had this was a fun time.
This was a really good match. Honestly, I'm not gonna lie, it was a lot better than I expected. I kind of wasn't expecting too much out of this match, so it really shocked me. Didn't like the finish, but great match.
Yeah, I mean, I thought it was awesome. The spots they were hitting, awesome, near falls towards the end. Again, I don't like them just grabbing the belts and walking away. I would have rather them just maybe get themselves disqualified and just maybe get some chairs and just start beating them down with some chairs. At least, it just shows that rough side to the Usos that they're like, well, this is our whatever penitentiary or whatever. What's it called?
Whatever they're calling
you know
it.
what I mean? We're gonna make the rules up as we go along. All right, you may think you're gonna win, but we're just gonna get ourselves disqualified. We don't care. We still get to keep the belts, and you guys get a beat down. So
Yeah, I like that storyline part of them.
Yeah.
And they also walk away before the going got so tough where it looks like they were running. That it was nah, we done. We good. It's not like they almost lost and we're like, whoa, we need to hightail it. It's no, don't care.
I don't know, but they were really close. I
know.
I mean, it was close enough, but yeah, I get what you're saying.
You can't go too close, and then because then there's no way to perceive it other than they run. And if they run, why do we? That they came very close. They came right where they should to that line. But it was a fun finish. The New Day wins, which was not something most people were thinking. Although they didn't win the tag team championships, which is what I think we were all thinking.
I think it was not the obvious finish as far as Usos winning cleanly or New Day winning cleanly. I think it kind of sets up more obviously for the next. What's the next one? Battleground for SmackDown.
Yeah.
Yes, in Philadelphia.
So obviously that's gonna
I thought it was
translate
right
into
to
that.
SummerSlam. I was like, man, we got a long way to go.
But yeah, I mean, if anything, if it creates more promos, I mean, obviously the Usos are just absolutely insane on the mic right now. Anything that I was kind of upset that they didn't come out with a mic to kind of counteract the New Day.
They were in the social media lounge, so you can't let the Usos talk too much on the pre-show.
According to them.
Yeah.
George wants them to talk all the time.
I didn't tweet at them. But yeah, but either way, I think, especially with, I don't want to talk bad about the tag division because, there's some things going on in that division. But I mean, obviously, it's you have nothing really after this immediately. So obviously, if Usos would have won cleanly, what's next? If New Day would have won cleanly, like, I think it's
the Hype Bros. Well,
but even if the New Day would have won, it's like they just came back.
Yeah.
Like, I want to see them chase it a little bit longer, So kind of,
for real.
I kind of like the finish. It was one of those finishes where it's like the AJ Owens finish, where like, you know what, I like it. It creates more matches with them and more promos and whatnot.
yeah. Speaking of what we think will happen, the New Day, who did win, just not the championships, 29.9%. 3.9% thought it would be some type of schmaz. The large majority, or the small majority of them, 66.1% thought it would be the Usos. Those guys did not get it correct. It was the New Day. And I think moving forward, we now have the Usos who are the champions, the New Day who have a claim at the champions, and the Hype Bros who are the number one contenders.
Are they the actual official number one contenders?
They're the
or
official
no?
number one contenders.
Okay.
That's what they said. I didn't know they were official.
Yeah, I didn't know it was
Or-
official. Yeah.
They're,
I think it was never made unofficial.
Yeah.
Yes.
It was
Gotcha.
just that Zach got hurt, but
Yeah,
the
yeah.
number one contendership still is floating there, and it's up to Shane or
But-
Daniel Bryan to.
But that's like saying
Yeah.
AJ. Like, AJ has never got his one-on-one title rematch.
Yeah.
It's just like, is it really official or is it like unofficial?
It
or-
had been
It's not
mentioned,
I think it's
Facebook official.
unofficial.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. Gotcha.
but it had been mentioned in the storyline part of the WWE that
Gotcha.
they have an opportunity at the tag team champions. So that could either happen this week as a blow off, or that could happen at Battleground,
Yeah.
while the New Day happens as a blow off week to week.
Yeah, and that spot with Big E, it kind of got messed up. But that was like
Dude,
that
Big E's
dude is
awesome.
so strong. Like to be able to catch him like that, and obviously he's got his momentum going, so it's not going to be the easiest thing to do. And he still held on to him and was able to pick him up off the ground, just deadlift him up. Like, man, Big
Honestly,
E's
after
awesome.
this match, I'm a bigger Biggie fan than I was before. Just
Oh, he's my favorite out of the New Day.
Also, I think if you had asked me a month or two ago, that there's going to be a Money in the Bank pay-per-view and the New Day are going to fight for the championships, and I'd say, okay, so it's Xavier Woods and Big E because Kofi's in the Money in the Bank match.
Oh,
Just because Kofi's
Yeah.
always Kofi's been in a lot of Money in the Bank matches, that he's just one of those kind of guys who throw in there.
yeah, but
But he was in the tag match, and then Xavier Woods just sat out. Let's jump into this match that had been kind of speaking of a lightning rod in the women's division. This match had been a bit of a lightning rod among the internet folk in the internet division, in the women's division, about whether Lana should have an opportunity at Naomi at all. Lana, not her main roster debut, she was at a WrestleMania 2 years ago. So her second main roster match ever. She's fighting Naomi for the championship.
Well, why not?
I say yes because
Yeah.
it goes with her. She's she's Lana, so
Well,
I
why
think
not?
that it goes with her.
I mean, Shane McMahon specifically said she's not ready for barely the Money in the Bank match. Now I want to
Yeah.
give her a title shot. That's on Naomi.
Yeah.
I mean, that's all on Naomi. She should have never offered to put the championship on the line.
yeah.
That said, you were about to talk about sports books. I think we were both going to talk about the same thing. The line for Lana kept moving all weekend.
I don't know.
Oh, okay. I thought you said you wanted a thing about sports books to say here.
No, about the Carmella.
Oh, okay. That was very much something I was noticing. Lana was my pick here.
Mine too. I agree.
That I honestly thought they would just, it's a splashy moment. And they really see something in her. She looked great for her second match on the main roster.
She looked all right.
She looked all right. What annoyed me was that Naomi kind of buried her.
Whoa.
How?
I didn't
Yeah,
really
what
feel
are we
like
talking
she did.
She kicked out of her finish.
Well, yeah, but that's
Was
never.
that
That's
really her finish?
Yeah, we don't
That's
even
not
know. Yeah.
That was her established finish for the 3
Since
weeks of
when?
television. The 3 weeks of television
She
we
only did
had
it
was
once,
She hasn't
though.
even had a match though.
Yeah.
I feel like she didn't get buried at all because she held her own during this match. Like Lana came into the ring a lot more fundamentally prepared than I expected for her to be. And since considering I love Lana, and I was still gonna judge her, unbiasedly. But honestly, I think she held her own, and I don't think she was buried during this match at all. And I love her ring gear. Side note, by the way.
But,
She looked fabulous.
It was good.
I have to call you out. But do you think it was too soon for Lana to have a title match?
Yes.
Why? Because it was her second match?
Because there was her second match.
So how
ever,
is she
we
getting
didn't-
buried by Naomi if it's her second match?
Because they put her in a place.
It's
to
her second match.
And a title match.
It's her
She
second
shows
match.
up and they hand her a title match compared to 5 other women that have to be in a
So how is she buried? How is she buried when
I'm
it's
with
her
you, George.
I'm talking to Steve. It's like, how is she being buried when it's her second match? I know, obviously on TV against supposedly or on paper the best women's wrestler in arguably one of the 2 best women's wrestlers in the world. So how is it being buried? It's her second match.
Where do we go with Lana then?
Anything.
Yeah.
She can go
match
off
number
the fact
3.
that she was distracted by Carmella and maybe lost her game and
Yeah.
what the heck, Carmella, you made me lose my train of thought and that's why I lost. She can say something like that. And by the way, I love that Carmella came out and teased us all.
Yep.
Okay,
That was so.
yeah, that was
I will
really
say
cool.
this. If Carmella would have cashed in and won the title, I would have thought that whole thing is brilliant. It didn't happen, but but just think about it. Think about it. You have Carmella win in controversy fashion. You have between then Shane and Bryan saying on SmackDown, I'm going to address it, but then she cashes in, so it's like, well.
What
You
can
can't
you do
cash in
now?
and be
Yeah.
already the champion.
Yeah.
I thought that would have been the most genius thing to do, but it didn't happen.
I didn't think of it. I thought. I mean, I've said it before, and I'll probably say it into the future. Like, if you look back on other Money in the Bank, like Sandow, when he cashed it in, I think the best thing he should have done is he should have beat the crap out of Cena like he did, and when he busted his arm, and then picked it up and said, I can cash this in on you whenever I want, and I'm going to keep doing this to you until I want to cash it in, and then just walk away and be like it's such a tease to everybody.
You knew he wasn't going to win the belt when they went to commercial after he gave the belt to the ref. And I was like, oh, damn it.
We're gonna get a ref out
so
here.
it's like, it's like
Buy some KFC.
it's that kind of stuff where you're like, I love that she came out, she teased it, was like, do I want to do it? I don't know, maybe, no, and then just stood there and watched and was like, she could have done it after the match. Like, I love if they're gonna keep doing this and her just coming out and messing with whoever the champion is. Like, I hope she I was kind of like, I don't want her to cash it in right away, because let's let this story play out and see what happens.
Yeah.
So I'm glad I was very happy with that.
And I think there was enough controversy to the finish of the women's Money in the Bank match that you didn't need the additional. Well, they gave her the Money in the Bank briefcase. She used it. She became women's champion.
But I think it would have been a lot of fun though. And then there was
I
there's
think that would have been genius.
Yes,
because then you can't recant the Money in the Bank win without also recanting the
And
cash in.
hey, Shane
then
and Daniel better show up for the job, because I don't know where you guys are at.
for real,
You can tweet all you want, but you know what I mean.
Daniel's on leave. I get that, but why is Shane not at his big show?
I don't know, that kind
Maybe it
of.
was all just for this whole controversy, It's like, okay, well, I'm not going to be there, so that I can just tweet about it and say I'll deal with it later. But now I'm
I can't do that in my job.
though, right? But now I'm going to feel bad, though. Like, let's say they do take away, they don't count Carmella's win and take away her Money in the Bank. They can be like, oh, she could have cashed it in and she did it, you know? That would also be pretty
No,
messed up.
I feel like going forward with that, I think she'll maybe there'll just be a match. If she wins, she gets to keep it, kind of thing. And I still think Ellsworth helps her keep the belt. I don't think they're gonna kick it off of Carmella, but I guess we'll see.
Well, this is Daniel Bryan, so it's different. Like, if it were Shane McMahon, I feel like it would be this kind of weird, okay, whatever.
Yeah.
Because Shane McMahon seems to do that a lot, where he's like, these 5 men are in the Money in the... Oh, wait, yeah, these 6 men are in the Money in the Bank match.
But, I mean, as far as the Lana, I thought it was a good singles match for her first match on TV. Yeah, I mean, we don't know what her finisher is. That could be her finisher, but we don't know. So, she never beat anybody.
I feel like
she never won a match ever.
I feel like that's
on
not.
TV.
I feel like it was a red herring finisher. Now that she's lost with it, it can't possibly be her finisher.
Yeah, I think it was just something that they were like, all right, listen, you're gonna, on SmackDown, you got to hit some kind of move that we think is gonna be that your finisher, but maybe not. But you do this, you lay out Naomi, so then when you hit it on Sunday, people go, "Oh my gosh, it's over! She's gonna beat her," and then Naomi kicks out. So, yeah, I mean, it was a good match. It was fun. I'm glad Naomi retained, though.
I am happy they didn't lose faith in Naomi, because I think that was part of why we all felt that Lana wasn't going to win, because this was Naomi's first title defense since WrestleMania. Or I think her only title defense, because she won.
No, she went against Charlotte. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, a couple times. Yeah. So
you're right. These are her first pay-per-view title defense. Words, things.
Yes.
Speaking of prognosticating, Lana had a 29.9% chance. 2.4 thought it would be some type of no contest. 67.7 thought it would be Naomi. Those people were correct. I enjoyed this match. You say the word Barry, that's kind of a trigger for wrestling fans. Like, hold up.
No, what? I didn't get the conflict for that you were saying. Like, you were making a big deal that she didn't deserve the belt, but then you're like you're saying that she got buried. It's like, well, if you think about it, like, it's their second match.
You've worn me down on this.
I feel like people would have been more upset if she won. Like, they would have been like, really? Like, you took it off Naomi before because she was hurt. You gave it back to her. Like, let's let it run out. Like, we had I don't like, unlike Raw where they were like, throwing it back and forth. Like, let's just let someone be champion for a while and let it breathe and let's see what happens. Like, it's not the end of the world. You don't need to keep like throwing it around to everybody. So.
It makes it more worth it when that one person who was trying so hard to get it, and then they get it, and you're like, oh my God, they did it. Woo.
And then Carmella cashes in.
Although it could be, it could be a lot of fun for Lana to win in a sleazy fashion, and then for Carmella to cash in, and then for Shane and Daniel Bryan to say this is all null. So now Lana has a stake, Naomi has a stake, Carmella has a stake.
Dude, I want a steak right
They all go to
juicy steak.
They all go to Outback
Medium rare.
Steakhouse. We then got a bit of a promo with the Fashion Police, Fashion Vice, complete with Paul Heyman's phone.
Dude, this is awesome.
And then a tube TV with masked figures claiming they were the people responsible for everything that's been happening to the Fashion Police.
With a built-in VCR. Ooh. That thing was expensive.
Man.
So great, dude.
The details for this segment were incredible. Even the screen, what do you call it? Like the screen?
The pillar box.
Yeah, there you go. Okay, even that, I was like, oh.
I mean, that's really difficult to do. You have to shoot it in HD. And
I think the best part is those like subtleties. Like, even like I think on SmackDown they had a picture of Sami Zayn and it's a generic right on it. Like, I love those little tiny things. But yeah, like the Paulie. Oh my God, that was great.
Yeah, and they had like John Cena, but it said like July 4th. Which I wish it would have been said missing since WrestleMania. Because I just think it would have been better. Like
free agent.
Yeah.
Because that's something we have to all deal with now that John Cena exists on both brands because he wants to.
Yeah, we ranted about that the other.
I'm sure. I would hope so.
But yeah, I mean, I thought it was a great fashion file that they've been doing. I mean, we've talked about it on SmackDown show each week, and a lot of them they're either hit or miss, and this one was definitely a hit. They've definitely had more hits than misses overall. Yeah, I love the property of Paul Lee on the phone and like him taking it was like, I think this is foreign. I don't like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like the stuff that he says, like Fandango, it cracks me up. Like,
do we think this is the same writer and creator of the Southpaw Regional Wrestling stuff?
Maybe because if they get along with them,
it really has that flair. That he's on Twitter. He's on Twitter and I follow him.
Yeah,
I should
If it's
remember.
a Southpaw thing, wouldn't it be a Flair impersonator?
It really has that flair in person, that flair-like
it does
quality, but not Ric Flair. It's a Ric Flair impersonator.
Yeah, I just like that they've done like different, like it's not always been the same thing. Like they've done the black and white, and then they've done like this one with like Miami Vice, and like
they haven't done a Law and Order yet. Or
yeah,
no,
they did. That was like that was one of the first ones, but they could bring that back again, though. I think.
Well, and there are like 12 Law and Orders.
Yeah, exactly.
They haven't done a CSI yet.
No, they haven't. That could be this week.
They haven't done a Matlock. They haven't done a Murder, She Wrote.
There's a lot they could do.
They haven't done a Mrs. Fisher's Murder Mysteries. They haven't done a Monk. Guys, the world is your oyster.
Yeah, as long as they keep them funny, I will keep loving these segments. So this was a highlight of the show for me.
Me too. Speaking of loving a segment, Mike and Maria came out.
Yes.
And they're in love. Mike Bennett, Maria Kanellis, It was
It's Mike Kanellis, man. What are you talking about?
Oh,
I don't know
sorry.
who that is.
His Twitter is still Mike Bennett. His Twitter is still Mike Bennett. These two complete with Britney Spears microphones. Digging it.
I'm gonna love this so hard. I cannot wait to see more of this. And the fact that they gave him her last name, I was like, what? Yes. And then I'm so excited for this. I can't lie. I'm really excited to see what they're gonna do with this.
Do you think she dives straight into the women's division, or do you like
No.
the ones?
No, I think she's
No,
she's
she's the
Maurice.
Maurice.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Like-
she's so. Sorry.
Oh, no,
Yeah,
she's what this show has been missing. We don't have the Miz and Maurice anymore, so now we do have.
She was never even a wrestler to begin with. Like, except for like occasional mixed tag.
Well,
Even
she
like,
does now.
Even post WWE.
She's a wrestler now. No, in TNA, she's very much. She
It was like a
became very
gimmick
much a
match.
wrestler.
She had like 2 matches in TNA.
No, she had a bunch of matches. In
she
TNA.
didn't.
She was like, no,
I don't know.
she
I don't watch
She
it, so
has
I don't
one
know.
thing that that mostly none of the other girls on SmackDown have, is that she is an incredible heel, and I think
Yeah.
that is just gonna make like Mike like shoot up. Exactly, she's gonna be a Maurice, because we all know the Miz is not like as amazing without Maurice, you know. So I think that's what we're seeing here, and I think they're just gonna hit it like so hard with the romance and make it like ridiculously romantic and cheesy.
The song
Yo,
was just
I can't wait to
oh
I can't
my
wait to
God.
download that music.
Dude,
I'm like,
song.
is that online yet? I need that
it has
song.
to be.
And because like I
Yeah.
was kind of like pacing back. No, I think I went to go get like some water, and I was like, "What is this? Wait, the hearts?" Then I hear like the music. I'm like, "This is kind of corny." And I
Yeah.
hear the crowd. Oh, like I ran back to my TV. I'm like, "Dude, this is freaking fabulous." And you saw the Mike and Maria Kanellis.
Yeah.
I'm like, are they really gonna call him Mike Kanellis? Oh my God, that's so awesome.
Also, we should shout out that Maria Kanellis is AfterBuzz TV fam.
Oh yeah,
She was the host of the Raw After Show many years ago.
that's crazy. Yeah.
Just scroll all the way back on the playlist.
But yeah, I thought it was good. I was like, what is going on? Like, I had no idea what was happening. I'm like, who is coming out right now? Like,
Yeah.
I'm like, this is cool. Like a debut on SmackDown, but I was like, who the?
Like even though
Yeah.
you saw all the rumors, like it didn't even.
See, I haven't read like any.
Really?
Yeah, so I was like, I had no idea what was going on.
It
So,
totally
yeah.
clicked for me the second I saw the red hearts. I was
Really?
like, a couple, I know it, this is it. I was on point on that one, actually. I wish I would have tweeted it, but I was so excited to see what the red hearts were for that I didn't.
I just like the music. The music
was
is great.
Everything
Yeah.
was great.
I want her, not right away, but I want her to try and start to dominate the women's division after she gets Mike over.
Yeah.
After she gets Mike over as a singles competitor, I want them to try to dominate separately.
I'm just so happy to see them in WWE together. I think they really deserve it.
I think that's what she had been holding out for.
It's one of those things where it's like it's we think we know how the system works. Because you heard it like maybe like a year or two ago where like anybody that comes to WWE has to go through NXT
Yep.
first. It's like now it's like you had AJ, you know, the Anderson and Gallows. Now you have Mike Bennett, and I'm just like, dude, like good for you guys, dude. Like we all I'm sure all of us are keyboard warriors who think like we know what they do,
Yeah.
but no, it's like we really don't.
Especially because I mean he's like a bigger name, but he's not like his name. He's not an
Exactly,
AJ
yeah.
where
Yeah.
you're like, oh, he's definitely on the main roster.
And even so, like
Even Nakamura went to
and,
NXT,
and you know that they would have been a great act on NXT, like fantastic. Pretty much like they don't even have that kind of act on NXT.
No, they
you
don't,
know?
yeah.
Where you think that they would have at least had that for like a year, but no, it's like they went straight to the SmackDown. I mean, hopefully they had me.
And they could have just brought him, essentially. They could have said, like, oh, we're just going to take you, and we're not
Yeah.
going to take Maria, or vice versa, or whatever you want to call it. You know, it could have gone, like, lots of directions, and I think they chose a good one.
And I think they're going to use a lot of Maria's, you know, kind of history with WWE to kind of put him over. And obviously looks great, has a great, you know, history, Ring of Honor, New Japan, TNA, like kills it everywhere he goes to. I think TNA definitely dropped the ball with him.
Also
And-
a Celebrity Apprentice. Also Celebrity
Oh,
Apprentice
Maria?
contestant with the now president. That's
What
that's
day is it?
notable.
No.
That's notable. No, but that is notable. Like that's notable to her resume.
Yeah.
I was
Yes,
thinking,
yes.
resume.
Yeah, like that's the word we're going for.
So who do you think he'll feud with first though? Like, there's a lot of guys. Like, I mean, will we go the whole? Is Ziggler the guy that everyone feuds with now? Like the kind
Well, no, I
of.
think
we
they're
go
going to be
another
heels, so I don't think it's going to be
Oh yeah, never mind. Yeah,
Sammy?
okay, yeah.
Yeah, Sammy or maybe Ty Dillinger.
Yeah, I
Kristen was on the show.
could see a tie. Yeah, tie.
It's been like, oh, you're the perfect 10. Yeah, well, we're the perfect 10 couple. Or
I'm
I
kind
don't
of
know.
curious
idea.
now. I know. I mean, maybe you might watch it. I'm kind of curious now. Like, is Maria going to be on Total Divas?
Maybe next. I don't think now. I think they just added like Alexa.
But why not add Maria?
and Naya?
Why not Maria?
Well, I mean, I don't know. They're probably, they're probably filming right
and
now.
And even think
so.
about that too. You know, obviously there's kind of that like obviously us. You know, the internet always says that there's heat between Bellas and Maria. I don't put that in there. Kind of they did it with the whole Maurice and Bellas and
Yeah.
there. I don't know. I think it'd make for great TV. I watch Total Divas anyway, so I don't know.
But then they have Total Bella, so it's like, I don't know.
Yeah, I think considering they just added it, don't be surprised if you see on ProWrestlingSheet.com that Maria just got added to Total Divas.
Yeah.
I think they would have to, though.
Yeah,
I could see it
be
being
shocked that happened.
I could see that her being added like at the end of like a at the end of the season of like a twist of like, oh, guess who's here, like, I don't know.
Text someone real
You'd be
quick.
like, oh my god, we hate her.
Speaking of resumes, do you want to know who has a good resume?
Jinder Mahal.
And Randy Orton. Randy Orton's a 14-time world champion. Jinder Mahal, 1-time world champion.
Good enough for me.
But way young. And he's representing a whole country. Randy Orton just representing a city that has a bunch of awesome wrestlers and Ric Flair in the front row.
How many people live in where's Randy Orton?
St. Louis.
St. Louis,
yeah.
probably a couple million.
Okay. Well, there's a billion people.
There's a billion people in India, and Jinder Mahal represents all of them.
Let me talk to my people in my language.
This video package heading into the match was very, very good. Most of the video packages heading into a match are so good that it's like obviously we've been following this story the whole way, but like I could see if somebody like missed all the weeks of SmackDown heading into this match, and then
They'd
just
be like,
saw that.
what?
Well,
Jinder Mahal champion.
Hopefully they watched the last pay-per-view at least, so they know that Jinder Mahal's champion and just doesn't know what else is going on TV. That these video packages do a very good job of just explaining it.
I love when they show anything India related. I get so excited. I don't know why. Maybe it's my cultural part, but when they were showing after when he won in Backlash, when they were showing all the clips of like the news media saying like, oh, Jinder Mahal has won, blah blah blah.
Have you watched Jinder Mahal win a WWE championship in the India Punjabi language?
Yes.
It's the best thing
India
in the
number one.
world.
I haven't seen it.
Best thing in the world.
Yeah, okay.
You
There's like a
can
little
watch it on the
clip, yeah.
network.
Okay.
There was also he also cut the last pay-per-view where he won the match over Randy Orton. They had an exclusive video with him and the same Indian announce team, and it was geo-blocked. So if you were from an American IP, you couldn't watch it
Fancy.
Really?
because it was in a different language anyway.
Oh,
But
gotcha.
I think Ryan Satin by the end of the day had gotten a copy of it and then had someone translate the whole thing,
Oh wow.
just to know that it was a face promo for India.
Oh,
And then
okay.
a heel promo for everybody else. Or, a separate heel promo for everybody else. And then he
Interesting.
actually does it in his language. This match was great.
He's the face to me, so
You mean that he cares?
yeah.
Randy Orton just kind of shows up.
Yeah,
Wrestles.
you know how Randy does it. We all know that. We all know the drill. Is it anything
Singh
new?
brothers.
Yeah.
I think this match was better than their Backlash, but I think it's mostly due to Randy Orton. I think Randy Orton cared a lot more in this match than he did in the last one.
Yeah.
The thing about Randy Orton is I think he's so difficult to read. I don't know if I said this last time, where if he's a face, everybody begs that he's a heel. If when he's a heel, everybody begs that he's a face.
Yeah.
I don't know, he's so good. Like, I don't think he realized how good he really, really is. Like, he's just, oh my God. I think he's probably one of the best guys right now. But I think that was a great match. I think, definitely, again, a lot better. I mean, the ending kind of was a little repetitive. But, I mean, who cares? It was so good.
Also, I love the moment where the Singh brothers get ejected on their way out to the ring. First off, they get ejected, but they are allowed to walk back without any escort at all, so that they then come back and mess with Cowboy Bob Orton specifically so Randy Orton will run out and help. But the timing seemed a little off. There was a good 5 seconds where Ric Flair wasn't helping at all.
What do you mean when he was
He was
holding
just
his hand to his
laughing.
face like,
Ric Flair
I'm
was
gonna
literally-
really punch your face.
Oh.
If I could just pull my arm back, I'd punch you in the face. Oh,
But it was
wait, there's Randy.
There was a whole moment where I was like, man, Ric Flair's not doing anything. That's really actually no, that is his character. He doesn't actually care.
He would just look like he was just sitting there chilling. Like he's like smiling. I was like, oh, that's cute.
I wish they would have punched Bob Orton in the face. Like, I understand that he's a legend, but like, come on, get the
Get the heat,
get
like,
the heat.
really get that
Yeah,
heat.
like,
there.
and get all those up, and get the other guys up to. I mean, I don't know if they could really. They're older guys, so like, I don't think they'd be jumping up to,
But I think-
attack them. But if he just like sucker punched him in the face, and then just ran away, like, oh my, and then Randy
Yeah,
Orton ran
I thought
after
they
them and
should,
beat
yeah.
them up, like. I don't know. I think the whole end of the match, I like the RKO on the table. I thought that was cool.
Yeah.
A cool spot. But it was a very repetitive It was the same exact
and
ending
not
as
even
last time.
that, and it's the whole repetitive isn't really what bothers me is the fact that here you have Randy Orton, a guy who's been in the business for at least 15 years, pretty much have in a championship scenario, pretty much lose the same way.
Yeah.
Like you got distracted by the guys outside, and you come back in, boom, finisher. It's like, didn't you learn from the last time?
Exactly. And I think it would have been better. I wanted Jinder to win in more of a
Definitive.
Yeah, or dominant
Authoritative,
fashion of like. I understand he's going to get the heat with the guys on the outside, and they're going to kind of interfere and help him win. But I wish it would have been more of him beating him down more to
I wish
get that
the
win.
victory could have been a little cleaner.
Yeah. Mhm.
Whereas there was a kerfuffle outside, and that distracted Randy, but he still walked into like, I don't know. It still felt a little not clean.
Yeah.
I was excited though because I was like, oh yay, Randy's gonna throw the Singh brothers again, like he did in Backlash. Yes. The first part was like, okay, yeah, that was better at Backlash, and then he did the RKO, and I was like, yes, that was awesome. The match for me, it didn't do much for me at all. I was kind of just like watching, just like, okay, I'm watching Jinder, yay, woo, and but like there was only one memorable spot for me on that one, and I'm thinking that maybe after this they're gonna have to do a match where they don't have the Singh brothers in, so like either a steel cage, or we're thinking like a Punjabi prison match where like Jinder has like the everything, but I don't know, man. This match didn't do it for me though.
The Punjabi I thought they retired that.
I don't know. They could bring it back.
They could
Bring it back.
Yeah.
Well, the first Punjabi prison match did not have the Great Khali in it.
It didn't?
It was Undertaker Big Show.
Oh,
'cause
yeah.
he
Okay.
He
had
got
to-
injured.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The second one did though.
Yeah, I liked Jinder working the leg though. Like I liked all that part of like the psychology of the match. I thought it was a good match. Yeah, it was definitely better than the last one. And yeah, it was just way too repetitive of an ending. So, but I'm glad Jinder won. I'm glad Orton didn't win the belt back. And I'm excited to have Jinder as champion. I'd like to see where they're gonna go with this now.
Yeah.
Yeah, they gotta keep it on him longer though, because he couldn't have just lost it right now. Like they have to keep it on him longer. But you're right; they should have had it definitive. That we could be like, oh wow, Jinder, like I'm impressed. You know?
There was talk that they're doing an Indian tour. So some
That's
people
like late in September or something like that. It's a long way
Okay.
away. So I
But
mean, keep it on him. Whatever.
Yeah,
Let's
but
see what happens.
The thought would be that at some point he isn't champion heading into the Indian tour, and then he becomes champion on the Indian tour. But if the tour is in September, that doesn't play in
Plus,
right
if it's
now.
not televised, I don't think they're gonna even do a title change not on TV these days.
Well, no, India is a huge enough market for them that they'll have that one thing. They'll have that one thing
Like
that
a
it'll be
special event? Like
or no,
where
that
they're
it'll be a
doing-
fan.
No, I
That'll
don't
just
think
kind of
they
be a fan cam.
Oh,
A fan cam covered on the next week's TV of like, this just happened, new world champion.
yeah.
I think those.
But they wanna
I
give-
love it. I just think those days are gone. To be honest with you,
No, I think
they're gonna
every now and again they like to give
not
an
for the main
international
title though, not for the main belt.
But it's Jinder. Okay.
I mean, it's a nice thought. I think it's a nice thought. Yeah.
I really think they're gonna go SummerSlam Jinder versus Cena. I think that's like a
And have Jinder lose.
No.
I think Jinder wins.
Yeah.
Really?
Cena
Yeah.
doesn't
I
have
mean,
the best track record at SummerSlam. I don't know if you've noticed. He hasn't won since 2010.
and plus he doesn't need we don't if. I don't know. Cena's a whole another issue. Of when if he's gonna win 17, I don't think that's the person to win it off of. Like I don't know. Like we're trying to establish new guys, and I think a win over Cena establishes him, more than what we need it to be. Like we need to look to the future of what's going on,
Yeah.
not giving it to things kind of look murky. Let's give it to the guy, and he's reliable. People like
Yeah.
him.
Yeah.
Come on, let's.
That's why I think the match would be. I think the build-up would be great. I just think Jinder has to win.
Yeah, because
There's no way
if
Cena's
not, then you're done. Like he's
Well,
done.
if they want to put him over, then yeah. If they just
Yeah.
want to
Also, I
destroy
think-
him and have him come back in a special Indian event, then that would be awesome. It's like, oh, he won it back. Or
Also,
something.
I think win or loss, the ultimate matchup would be Cena Nakamura. But that's just me. I'm just a crazy person.
But I also feel like if they're gonna give Cena 17, they're not gonna give it to him 17, and then a week later he loses again. Not that giving him 16 was any better. Like we already saw it, so it could happen. So I'm sure I will eat those words in
Well,
September.
they're just gonna give Randy 5 more. That's
If anything, I think Randy is going to be Mike Bennett's first program.
that would be
That'd be
that-
nice.
only. But then
Either that-
Randy would have to rebuild though.
Either that, or they're gonna. What do you mean rebuild?
Randy would have to win. Do you think?
Why?
Yeah, why can't
does he have to
like
win?
Randy should go, like this should be like the spiral down now of Randy Orton. He had a chance to win the belt in his hometown in front of his family, his friends. His dad was at ringside. It was Father's Day. It would have been a great Father's Day present for his dad. I don't know why they kept bringing up those. Okay, I get his Father's Day, but it's like, okay, I don't know.
I appreciate that they like tripled down on it though, where it's like it's not just his dad, it's 7 other legends that are just like his dad.
Yeah. So I mean I think this is either I don't know where Randy goes from here. I say maybe he gets one more title match. If he loses that, then
maybe like a gimmick match, like you said. Maybe like a
which I like
cage
that.
match,
I like that idea a lot. And then I see I don't think he needs to go heel, but I think we need to see. Maybe, I don't know. Are we ever going to see different side of Randy Orton?
Yeah,
We've seen a lot of varieties of Randy Orton,
Yeah.
so who knows?
We're gonna see. Maybe we'll see the diving Randy Orton. You guys think we were going a Randy Orton segment without me making a dive joke? Come on.
That would be awesome.
Mark thought that. Only 10.
Wishful thinking.
Only 10.2% of you thought that Randy Orton would win this match. 3.1% of you thought that it would be some type of schmaz. 86.6% thought correctly that it would be Jinder Mahal. He would retain the championship. That's what happened. But you guys are some smart predictors.
Are they?
up?
Hey, they did pick Carmella, so yep, they are good.
So those of you who were checking your clock were like, wow, are they going to give the Money in the Bank match an hour? No, we get more Breezango. All about that.
I was thinking that they were going to give it the whole hour. I was like, oh, it's almost 7 or 7:02 or something like that. And I was like, oh, they're going to get a whole hour. It's going to be great. And then this came out, and I was like, oh, yeah, that's right. They said that earlier. It was just like, I knew it was going to be the Ascension, though, because I don't know. Okay, when I was looking at the screen where they were showing the black shadow,
The silhouettes?
the silhouettes, I actually saw like a little cutout of like a little mohawk thingy
Yeah.
here. So I was like, oh, it has to be the Ascension. There you go.
I was hoping for the surfer dudes with attitude. That was just me.
That's also me.
That would have been so awesome.
And then they come out to California Dreams. I don't know. I just thought of the Ascension because there was really no one else left. To be honest with you, I don't think they just brought in Mike Kanellis or whatever they're gonna call him now. I think it was just they weren't gonna bring up a new tag team. So I was like, it's not gonna be American Alpha.
And yeah.
I just wish it would have been like, they set up the whole segment where I was like, oh, that's cool. They're like, in the black, at least, in the video. Are we going to kind of be swerved on this and think it's somebody else, and then whoever the team really is going to come out? Or at least they're going to come out maybe on all black? I don't know. It was a weird kind of letdown of like, here's their music. It's these guys. And even the commentary was like, oh, it's these guys. Like, come on. Like, you're trying to sell this match, guys. Get into this.
And it's the Ascension. Like, that's sellable.
Yeah. Like,
those are big bad dudes that have not been on TV in a long time. Like, you can sell that match.
Yeah, but
there
also
was
like
no attempt to sell. It's the Ascension. It's been the Ascension the whole time.
Yeah.
Oh my God, this is worth.
And
This is worth
the
you not
reveal.
leaving the room and going making
Yeah.
food and coming back because the Money in the Bank match. There's going to be 10 minutes of intros for the Money in the Bank match.
Yeah, and just the reveal, it would have been, I think, cooler if Breezango's in the ring, they're waiting, and next thing you know, American Alpha music hits, and people are like, "What? American Alpha? What's going on here?" And then from behind, Ascension attacks them in the ring. Like, at least that would have been a something to come on. Let me bite into this a little bit, but it was like, no, okay, typical match.
Yep.
I'm glad Breezango got the win, but
I'm glad Breezango got a match on a pay-per-view. I'm glad we're getting 3 tag matches on a SmackDown pay-per-view.
It was just a filler match though, because the main event, the show ended like really early, like compared to like other shows. So had they not had this match, it would have even ended like a lot earlier. So throw it in there. Why not?
Yeah. Although that does frustrate me as well that
It ends
couldn't
early?
have- well, no, that it couldn't have been it didn't have to be a filler match. They could have been actually like the segment we saw tonight could have happened on TV this week.
yes.
This Sunday.
Yes, we're going to reveal ourselves.
This Sunday, we're going to reveal ourselves, and then you at least get the graphic of Breezango versus silhouettes that are clearly the Ascension. But at least that's something you're building, and then it's a surprise they didn't do any of that. What was a huge surprise was that Shinsuke Nakamura comes out, and Baron Corbin beats him down for this Money in the Bank ladder match. That also includes Kevin Owens, AJ Styles, Sami Zayn, and Dolph Ziggler.
I truly did not see that one coming. The attack, I was like, wait, what? No!
Because we're so used to the TV letting us enjoy that.
Yeah.
because just watching Nakamura walk out to the ring is just so enjoyable with a crowd of people who are just really into it. That for Baron Corbin to rob people of that moment is just instant. Like, oh, that I
loved
wanted
it.
I know Nakamura wasn't going to win, but I at least wanted to sing with him on the way to the ring. You didn't even give me that.
But afterwards, when he did come back, though, the crowd singing along with him, and whilst he was doing everything that he was doing, that was like magic. I was like, thank you, Lord. It was so amazing.
Yeah, I mean, I thought it was a good way to start the match and get. I was like Rusev, like yes.
Did you see his tweet?
No, what
about
was it?
Rusev? Yeah, he tweeted like, "Oh, this." I don't remember the exact wording, but it was something along the lines of like, "Oh, this is enough," or something. So it was kind of making it seem like he was going to go out there.
Oh,
so,
really?
Yeah.
Oh man.
Well, that's
I was excited
because
for
that's
that.
why his second. I think his first tweet was something along the lines of like, "Oh man, this is getting really hard," and then the next tweet was like, "Man, the whatchamacallit."
That was some game or something, right?
Yeah, he was talking. He wound up tweeting about a game,
Oh.
and then I subtweeted and got a lot of subtweeted a GIF and got a lot of hits on it. But this match was so much fun. Obviously, the match of the night. Can we all agree?
Yes.
Yes.
And the Money in the Bank match going on last was a bit of a shocker to most. Because normally the title match still goes on last on the Money in the Bank pay-per-view, but I really enjoyed that this.
Well, it's kind of like, okay, well, there's not going to be a cash-in then.
That is true.
But also I thought, okay, when the Jinder match was on earlier, I was like, okay, Jinder's winning. Then I was like, oh, but you're still going to send the crowd home happy. Maybe you get AJ or Sammy or Nakamura to win. But nope, that didn't happen. So it wasn't even like they were like, all right, we're going to put this other match earlier because people are going to be upset that Randy didn't win. But we're going to get them and they're going to be super happy to leave. And then Baron Corbin wins, which I was fine with. I'm glad. I thought he was going to win from the beginning. This last week I thought they were going to give it to Sammy just because he was getting wins over Corbin and, building him up to like kind of be that guy out of nowhere, that wins. But
I was
I don't know, Tom, it's pretty hard to skank with a briefcase in your hand.
he can just roll it down. I don't know.
All right, I got you.
I only had one tiny complaint about this match is I feel like the match itself was pretty brutal, ladders and whatnot, and I feel like Nakamura's attack pre-match wasn't as brutal as for him to have been out for so long. When you had guys get beat down during the match, but yet get up maybe like a couple minutes later and go for the ladder. I just feel like Nakamura, he shouldn't have been out for so long.
You mean like Roman Reigns?
Yeah. So and that's why I was like, I really hope they don't have him win the match just for that only reason of him like just kind of showing up in the end and then
Yeah, he was like fresh when he came out. Like they're all getting. Kevin Owens got destroyed in this match so many times.
Also, I didn't want another contestable finish in the Money in the Bank match. Because then Baron Corbin can claim, like, well, he wasn't in the ring when you rang the bell, so he's not a legal participant of the match. Like,
more rules.
I didn't. You can't have both Money in the Bank matches end that way.
Yeah.
But at least Baron Corbin wins authoritatively, dominantly.
So honestly, when Shinsuke came back, I thought like, okay, they are going to give this to Shinsuke now, even though I had thought that it was going to be Baron, even though I did want Shinsuke to win this match. But honestly, yeah, I'm like, oh, so many words here. All right, but to me, this match was just so incredible that, to tell you the truth, before this, I wasn't the world's biggest Baron Corbin supporter. Like, I could care less about him. After this, I was like, you go, Baron. Like, you honestly, like, I feel like everyone in this match deserved to win, and I'm not upset that Baron won because I just was happy that I got an amazing match, and that's all I can ask for.
I'm excited about the match. I'm also excited of the six, the only two I was interested in winning were Nakamura or Baron Corbin. Nakamura because he would be a long play, and then Baron Corbin because that's very much a true crowning of the future. Like, Nakamura doesn't need a briefcase for me to know that he's going to tear the house down for the next 5 years. Baron Corbin, you should probably give him a briefcase.
Yeah.
You should probably mark him now, like give him a franchise tag now.
They gave him the Battle Royal at WrestleMania. Like that was his first main roster match. Like, they given him stuff over the year. So they built him up to this, which I think is what you need to do. Like, you build him from the ground, from NXT to where he is now. And I mean, out of all of them, I wouldn't have cared whoever won. I would have been happy with. And that's like I can't think of another Money in the Bank match where I was like, I don't care who wins.
Yeah.
I'm fine with whoever walks away.
Last year I felt that way. Obviously, we all wanted Dean, but last year it still felt.
Yeah.
It would have felt okay if it were somebody else last year.
But yeah, so I was like, even Ziggler, I mean, he was probably the least one I wanted to win, but I would have been fine. It would have been an interesting story of him, now being a heel with the briefcase compared to last. I mean, last time he was a heel, but he was. I mean, that pop
he was a
just
cool
awesome.
heel.
Yeah. But yeah, I was an awesome match. And then when you think the match is over with Corbin, and then Nakamura comes back out, and then it goes another like 15 minutes where like the AJ Nakamura was awesome, like them just putting the ladder to the side, and
like because I love this moment where a fresh Nakamura comes out, Kinshasas everyone like he's Oprah, about to climb the ladder, and then on the other side of the ladder it's AJ Styles, and instead of the moment where it's like I'm just gonna try to Kinshasa him. Hold up, let's get this ladder out of the way.
It's so funny how they always say like these guys have so much history with each other. It's like, how come they only had one match?
They've
I think
had
so.
one match.
Yeah.
And the fact that match was so like, oh my god, like this match is awesome.
It was the match of the year in 2016.
Not over Revival DIY, 2 out of 3s.
Yeah.
But yeah, the fact that they only had one match, and that one match. I know they were in Japan at the same time, and they kind of came over at the same time. So I know it's like a big thing, but I just think that's the coolest thing, just based on that one match. Now everybody's like, oh my god, these guys have so much history with each other. Not really. It was just kind of one match, but it was that good.
It's just that they're
really
both
good.
so great and they're both so respectable that that's where, like, I think that's obviously where the history comes from. And not only that, I feel like that moment where Shinsuke and AJ were going back and forth, like that was the moment where you're like, Shinsuke and AJ are really the only guys in the company that could really go at that speed and at that style with each other. And the whole crowd in that moment was like so electric that I was like, it was magic. Like I honestly, God, I pray that it will be Shinsuke versus AJ at WrestleMania. I don't know how. Just please make it happen.
That was about to be my question of do we think they have the patience
yes, I think they
to
do.
hold off until
I
Mania
would
on
hope
this?
so.
There aren't that many
I
of
would
those
hope
dream
so.
matches. I mean, I don't want to say left because obviously I think they can create a lot. I think Cena Reigns is one of them.
Yeah.
But I think AJ Shinsuke is going to be one of those.
Although
matches.
I think Nakamura and like 10 guys on the main roster are dream matches, and they teased 4 of them tonight. Where it's like Nakamura, Sami Zayn. Yeah, I'd watch that. Nakamura.
We already did. Yeah, I mean, we haven't seen it again, so I think
Nakamura, Kevin Owens. I'd watch that match. Nakamura, John Cena. I'd watch that match. Nakamura, Randy Orton. Why not?
But at the level of like, but at the level of an AJ Nakamura, or
that
even
shit.
like a Cena Reigns or things like that, I want to see Sami Zayn versus Kevin Owens at WrestleMania. Like,
yeah,
I think that's a dream
that's
match.
what I want to
yes.
see. Yes, that's what they need to build towards. Like that's the.
They did a great job tonight too of telling that story of just the Sami Zayn, Kevin Owens.
I
We
think
can
that-
never get sick of them ever.
Oh.
I think that, the past few weeks they've been kind of giving, Sami Zayn that like kind of like, overly pathetic kind of gimmick where they're making him like, like really worry about everything. And tonight, like all the spots that he had, it was kind of like, nah, dude, guys, I'm Sami Zayn and I'm still going to kick your butt. All right, no matter if you guys think I'm ridiculous backstage or whatever, he's Sami Zayn and he really killed it today. I think he was one of the people from like the entire match that really shined besides obviously like AJ and Shinsuke.
Did AJ hit an AA on top of the ladder?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah. Kevin Owens got.
Kevin
Man,
Owens
I
got
feel
wrecked
bad for
this
Kevin
whole-
Owens. Yeah, and even Sammy with that powerbomb on Ziggler, like jumping over that ladder, like that was insane to do. And I was I
this whole
kind of
match.
Insane.
insane. Yeah, I didn't say it like that, but yes, it was.
Also, AfterBuzz TV fan X-Pac was tweeting about how ring present Dolph Ziggler had to be to take that spot because there was not much space between that ladder and the ropes.
Yeah.
That he took a lot more on like the lower part of his back than the wider stance you would normally take if you took a bump.
Even and AJ hanging from the belt or from
That
the
was
briefcase.
that was
I thought he was gonna
interesting.
grab. I really thought he was gonna pull himself up and grab. I was like, that's gonna be such an awesome shot of him holding on to that and holding the briefcase at the same time, but it didn't happen.
Honestly, in that moment, I was like, what on earth is going to happen here? Like, what? Like, there was, like, nothing that I can predict at that moment. I was just like, how, like, whoa, like, what's going to happen here? And I was just at the edge of my seat during this.
That was an interesting spot because by and large it's like the matter of fact that he pretty much reached too high.
Oh, you mean
on the rope, that he was on the rope above the ladder and like had no good grip, that the carabiner below the rope is what he needed to actually grab the briefcase, and he could never actually get down to it.
I just thought it was. I was like that. We've never seen him. You know, we've always seen guys hanging from the briefcase or hanging from it, but we've never seen anyone actually just grab what they were up there for and win. Like I was like, that would just be an awesome moment to see. I mean, I feel like one day, I feel like it's just got to be someone that's strong enough that can, you know, literally hold themselves up there.
Cesaro.
And yeah, like come on, please.
Could you imagine someone like Cesaro? Could you imagine someone like Cesaro kind of pirating up there, like holding onto it with one hand, and then with the other hand grabs the briefcase, and then just stays up there?
He could, yeah.
Just like
You know,
Him grab it and then like hoisting himself where his legs are grabbing like the chains or whatever.
Like upside down?
And then upside down he grabs the Money in the Bank briefcase.
I don't. That'd be
Going into some
scary as
major
hell. That'd be so
acrobatics.
scary.
Okay, we're getting into predictions territory, so let's jump into what our viewers thought. 1.6% Kevin Owens, 6.3% AJ Styles, 52% Baron Corbin, 17.3 Sami Zayn, about 4% Dolph Ziggler, and 18% Shinsuke Nakamura. You guys were all correct. You probably on Paddy Power and William Hill and all the places that take action on these things. It was Baron Corbin by about 52%, which leads to the next question. Who is the AfterBuzz TV predictions champion?
I don't know.
Oh, no, not doing
There was an 11-way tie. At
What
the
does that
top.
mean then? Oh,
It went to the tiebreaker. The
Oh, yeah.
tiebreaker was what would the time, and it was closest, not closest without going over, no one would win. It was the closest, how long, minutes and seconds would the women's Money in the Bank title match be? It was 13 minutes, 20 seconds. And with 15 minutes on the dot, Triple B2K1, you are the AfterBuzz TV predictions champion, and you're getting the points.
congrats.
We're getting the points, and you are 1 point closer to the grand prize, which will happen WrestleMania 34.
Nice. I'm jealous.
All the
That's
points.
Cool.
It's a big league thing. It's big league stuff, but it's fun. Before we get out of here, anybody have any predictions at large for SmackDown? What we're working towards?
None at all. No.
No, I got nothing. I don't talk about things.
How much time we have left?
Honestly, I think there's so many possibilities with that they can do with the whole Money in the Bank thing. I feel like, I don't know. I feel like we think it's going to be maybe like another Money in the Bank on SmackDown. Maybe. Like a Money in the Bank contenders match, or I don't know. It can be anything really. I like the fact there's pretty much so many possibilities.
Somebody said Dillinger and Bennett, or Dillinger and Kanellis, and I like that a lot.
I like that
that.
too.
I want to see more Dillinger winning though.
Yes. Yeah.
Great.
I would hate that, and that obviously Bennett would probably be the one going over. But honestly, I wouldn't be surprised if you see like Nikki and John come back and maybe them be the first people for Kanellis's.
That would be awesome.
It
Yeah.
works lovers feud or something.
But they're gonna give. I mean, but then Mike and Marie have to win this. Like we can't do another Miz and Marie thing
but,
again. Come
hopefully,
on.
and it's funny too because not funny, but like the way that Miz just kind of destroyed it every time. I think Maria has just as equal opportunity to just destroy that the whole way, the same way that Miz did.
Yeah. I mean, we'll see. I am excited for SmackDown this week.
Yeah.
To see what happens with the whole Money in the Bank. I think Corbin will hold on to it for a while. I don't see him. I don't see him cashing on Jinder.
They did have a confrontation.
Talking smack.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Which was interesting, to be sure.
Yeah. Oh, so they're turning Jinder face. All right. Yeah.
But he's already face.
I mean, to me, in my heart, but.
I don't know, just in general. Me too, Tom. I'm with you.
Oh, okay. Good. Good. I'm not alone.
Don't hinder the man.
Yes, exactly. And then I'll be excited to see what's in store for Owens now that he didn't win Money in the Bank, but he still has the U.S. title. Do we go back to him and AJ? Him and
I think
Sammy?
there's still unfinished business with him and AJ. I think they still have at least one more match together.
Yeah, but even Nakamura beat him like twice now. So
Triple threat?
Yeah.
Yeah. You can build up to that.
Wait, no.
Go for it, Fatal Four.
There we go.
Yep.
Awesome. I think it'll be Nakamura Cena at SummerSlam.
Okay.
But we'll know tomorrow night because Reigns is the talk of the town is that Reigns is going to call out Cena tomorrow night. But I would much rather Nakamura Cena.
Because I'll be so. I mean, if he comes out and says like, "I'm going to challenge for the Universal Championship," that'd be the worst thing in the world. Because it's like, didn't you just go through an Extreme Rules to be the #1 contender at Great Balls of Fire?
And then you're just saying you're the #1 contender, right?
If you could just declare yourself #1 contender, who cares?
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what this whole. There was some other picture of the Undertaker's gear in the ring that they put on Facebook.
For the video game.
Oh, I don't know.
I
don't know what it was, but I really don't want the Undertaker to come back or him calling out the Undertaker or some weird thing like that. Yeah,
Undertaker's.
If anything, I think Roman's going to come out, and right before he's going to announce at SummerSlam, Strowman's going to come back.
Yeah, I see that happening way more than him calling out Cena. But
Rusev's cleared. I mean, he's going to be back soon. I mean, I hope
I'm excited for Rusev.
He's got to come back.
You could do Rusev against Marie and Mike too.
Well, Rusev, Lana versus Maria Mike.
Yeah, I mean, Lana can be a face. I mean, Rusev can be a face now. Like we don't really know what he is. You know, he hasn't been returned yet, so
yeah.
But you can return him as a face. Lana and Rusev back together, or is she just off doing her own thing now?
I think they're going to try to have her do her own thing first. But I just want to see handsome Rusev. That was like still the best. Like I don't want to say line, but just the best in general. Like I want to know. Somebody tell me which Raw was that on, because like I want to go back and watch it.
So, in the meantime, because the conversation's still going, people wanted to keep talking to you, starting with Tom Connolly. Where can they find you on the Twitter?
You can find me on Twitter and Instagram at TomTheCom.
Awesome. Wait, are you going to say anything else? All right. You guys can find me on Twitter and on Instagram at _Denise Salcedo.
Was the underscore without the underscore, was that taken already? Why the underscore?
I think so. I think my name was taken without the underscore. So underscore it is.
So Denise Salcedo.
Yeah, who is this girl?
But you can follow me at Hermoza, GHERMOZ on Twitter and Instagram. Yeah, like Steve Kaufmann said, let's keep the conversation going.
Let's keep the conversation going. You can find me on Twitter at Steve Kaufmann. That is KAUFMANN. I've also started a vlog this week called The Sober Year. It's thesoberyear.com, where I'm spending birthday to birthday without drinking alcohol. Will I make it? Let me know.
Yes, you will.
I'm going to do it.
Yeah.
Oh, thank you.
You have to let us know.
June 1st. Thank you and good night.
From executive producers Maria Menounos, Kevin Undergaro, Phil Svitek, and the entire AfterBuzz TV staff, we would like to thank you for listening to the AfterBuzz TV network. To watch or listen to other after shows and post comments or questions, be sure to visit AfterBuzzTV.com. I'm Sir Richard Wentworth, and this has been a presentation of AfterBuzz TV.
Buzz you later.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.